Welcome back to Wave Listens Live. We are here with Elder Advisors, and as always, we've got Larry, we've got Lindsay, and Autumn is here again today as well.
We love Autumn.
Hi, Autumn.
Welcome all of you to Listens Live.
Thank you for having us. Glad to be here.
Hi, Mr. Baby.
It was quiet, Mr. Reese, when you were here last time when
I know, all
Lindsay
by
was here.
myself.
Right?
It was a great.
We got to stick to the talking points.
It was a great segment.
Got a lot
Ladies
done.
and gentlemen, that's called passive-aggressive with a hint of more aggressive
I think he's asking you to
commentary
leave.
from Sean Beatty. Thank
We
you,
should
Sean.
talk about the talking points today.
We should, but Larry's here. Sometimes it's hard, but that's okay
we
because
don't know what we're
Larry,
gonna talk about.
despite his faults, is really good at what he does. All three of you very good at what you
That's
do.
true.
Thank you for the passive-aggressive compliment.
You have so much knowledge between you, being able to know the situations and what they call for based on each person that comes in looking for help. Today, I know we're talking about Medicare specifically,
Yes.
and navigating that field. We know that could be difficult. We know it's not fun, but you guys are here. You do it every day. It's
We do it
something
every
that you
day.
can help
The
them
theme
with.
today is Medicare sometimes is not enough.
A lot of times it's not enough.
Why do you have to correct me?
So Medicare, everybody knows what we're talking about with Medicare, right? It's the red, white, and blue card. We get it when we turn 65. It's like our health insurance, right? And we know and work with a lot of clients that are in their early 60s, 60 to 65, and like they're working, but not necessarily for a paycheck because the house is paid off. You know, their bills are mostly paid. They're working because they're waiting to get that insurance, or they've got a spouse that's working because they're waiting to get that insurance. And so Medicare is such a relief when you turn 65 and you get it. But what families don't realize is it does not cover everything. And in fact, it doesn't cover a lot of the most important services that families need. And I think people don't realize that.
Yeah, we get the calls from the facilities. You know, we've got so-and-so here on rehab, then the family calls and they're like, well, they said,
Yeah.
you know, we're going to have this many days of help, of coverage, but it's usually not the case.
People have heard about 100 days, 100
Yeah.
days, which is not true, by the way. 100 days is not true. That's a myth, right? Most of the folks that we see are getting like 20, sometimes 30.
If they're doing a little more active, they'll get a little bit more.
It's not to say you can't, but those 100 days are not guaranteed. They have to be earned, right? And so the question is, are you and your family prepared for day 101? If it comes, are you and your family prepared for day 101? Because we're looking at $425 a day, $425 a day, $325 a day if you're in care. If you've got folks coming to the home, Medicare does not cover that to help you with things like taking your trash out or preparing meals. Medicare does not cover that. So those are running, we're seeing like $30 an hour for those services. So how are you and your family going to pay for it? You have two options, and then I'm going to let Larry talk because I know he's been too quiet.
He's this close to literally stepping on your toes.
I'm a consummate television professional because Kentuckiana deserves it.
This is important stuff. Families have two options to pay for day 101 or care in the home that Medicare doesn't cover. They can pay for it themselves, open up their wallet, pocketbook, pay for it themselves, or they can qualify for benefits. And that's what we do every day. When you boil it way down, we help families qualify for benefits to cover the Medicare gap, to cover the long-term care needs, to cover the needs of just getting old, right? It's harder to get my mail. It's harder to cook my food. Medicare doesn't cover that. Let's let Larry talk now because he's just gonna evaporate if we don't let him talk.
Everything Lindsay said is correct, but it's really kind of more of a sterile surgical 35,000-foot view. Autumn started kind of focusing on the fact Autumn is kind of the person that has to tell people the real deal. Because a lot of what Autumn does, along with two other of our people, Suzanne Burton and Marianne Keller, helps with placement. Because people sometimes need to find a forever home, and they think in their case forever is 100 days, and it's usually getting cut.
They always think that. They're told that.
And Autumn is the one that has to tell people that in real time, and they don't know that. So,
Or they find out the hard way and then they call us, and we don't want them to do that. Call now.
Here's a not so fun fact. When you go to rehab, right? So maybe you've had a stroke or even just pneumonia or the flu. We have lots of clients that are hospitalized for those conditions, and they get so weak they need to go get some rehab. Medicare, the facility, has 48 hours, 2 days to tell you that your Medicare is not going to cover. 40, that's not a lot lot of time, and families just are panicked and they don't understand it's coming.
And Autumn's working with a family now that was referred to us, and it's a husband and wife. And the husband, he's always a little nervous. He worries, which is understandable. But the thing was kind of still in my mind while we were talking was, he said, well, facility said in 2 days, I got to take her home. And I'm like, that's not really what was said, but that's what people hear. Because what they're really saying is, your rehab is stopping in 2 days, and unless X, Y, and Z are
We have to see
performed.
what's next. And actually,
Right.
then I call the facility,
Right.
have the conversation. Guess
Right.
what? Everything's fine.
Right, but they're convinced they've got to take this person home. And he has said, there's no way my wife can go home because of X, Y, and Z, all kinds of legitimate and real reasons. But then that's where Autumn comes in on the placement to try to bridge that, 35,000 foot elevation to the real world.
And it's scary. It's scary for folks. And,
Absolutely.
it's scary when you're in it. We're here to help. And, we make ourselves available. When you call or get online to schedule an appointment, we can see you this week. Like, we can see you in one of our 2 offices, New Albany or Louisville, this week if you're in it. And we can also see you if none of this that we've talked about sounds fun. Because, again, day 101 or just help in the home, it's coming. Like, are you going to qualify for benefits, or are you going to pay for it yourself? We've got solutions. You just need to make that phone call and come in for a free consultation.
Yeah, if it's a husband and wife crisis plan, we can keep all the assets for the at-home spouse. If it's a single person, about half the assets. And then there's pre-planning, which is a complete different spectrum, or pre-crisis planning if we have someone at home getting some home health. But the point is, you need to call.
Right, and I think even if you're being told it's just going to be rehab, it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks or whatever rehab, where are your plans lying next?
Right.
Or, are you going to be at home? Do you want to go ahead and do some pre-planning in case the ball drops next
Yeah.
time? That's really huge.
If you're
going to go home.
If you're in the hospital or facing a rehab or in rehab now, you need to call and make an appointment.
Need to call.
And that's the bottom line.
855 Larry 55. You can
855
also
Larry
visit
55.
elderadvisors.com. Thanks all 3 of you for joining us today on
Yes.
Listens Live. Again,
This was great.
855 Larry 55. Don't go broke in a nursing
Thank you,
home
Sean
because
Connery.
you don't have to. That's all we got today for Listens Live. We'll see you back here tomorrow.